Welcome to Orange Therapy on YouTube. My name's Julie. I'm a professional counselor in South Carolina, and that is my co-counselor, Ed. I'm going to explore the idea of caring for yourself from a position of self-compassion. Sit back and let's learn about this together. Okay, so often when we are experiencing life, we are really harsh with ourselves when we're not able to do or be what other people are doing and being. We think they're able to go out and do something after a long day at work. Why can't I go out and do something after a long day at work? What's wrong with me? Or perhaps we experience a situation with a higher level of emotion than somebody else does, and we judge ourselves because we're not as composed as somebody else in a situation. There's a lot of self-judgment. There is guilt and shame involved. Kristen Neff, in her research on self-compassion, teaches us another way to handle difficult circumstances. And through her research, she teaches us how to care for our own needs in the situation. She talks about recognizing how we are feeling in the moment, identifying, feeling the feelings, soothing ourselves, and giving ourselves what we need, which might be different than what somebody else needs. And that's okay. We're still allowed to give ourselves what we need in the situation. Now I'm going to go with full transparency today, and I'm going to share a really personal story. I just got back from a great vacation with my mother and my sister. It was my mom's dream to take my sister and I on a cruise, and so we got to do that, and it was so cool, a great experience. My sister and I went on an excursion that I'm going to tell you about in a moment, but I got to back up the story a little bit, because we were in one of the dining rooms and I took a bite of watermelon and it went down the wrong pipe. Now I could not get a breath, and I couldn't cough out what was there. It was very frightening to have that happening, to not be able to breathe, right? We need to be able to breathe. So it was really kind of frightening. And I managed to get through that situation. Well, my sister and I had booked an excursion to go snorkeling. We kayaked to a place and we went out to snorkel. And when we arrived, we were wearing our life jackets while we were kayaking because it was in the open ocean. When we got to the cove where we were going to snorkel, my sister said, "Are you going to wear your life jacket or take it off?" "I'm taking mine off." I said, "I think I'm going to take mine off too." I'm a pretty good swimmer. We're wearing our flippers, went out to swim. I turned my head to the side because I was taking some video, like I do, just documenting our trip and our time to share with Mom when we got back to the ship. And I got a mouthful of salt water. Now, there was a moment of panic, and I decided in that moment that if I was going to enjoy snorkeling, I needed to go back and put my life jacket on. My sister didn't need to put a life jacket on. She wasn't panicking in the water. She snorkeled without her life jacket. I went back and put mine on. Now I have to tell you, in years past, I probably would have beat myself up for that. What's wrong with me? Why am I so weak? Why am I panicking? But here's the thing. I was panicking. I was frightened. I got a mouthful of salt water, and I thought, what if I start choking out in the ocean? And so I cared for my own needs, and you know what happened? I was able to experience the snorkeling and fully relax and fully enjoy and engage because I cared for what I needed to do. How often in our lives do we push through in discomfort because other people don't need what we need to care for ourselves? Kristen Neff, in her model, teaches people how to meet their own needs, how to recognize that there is a common humanity, that we have experiences, that there are going to be difficult times, and that what somebody else is experiencing isn't necessarily going to be our experience, and we're allowed to care for ourselves in that. North Americans in general don't do that very well. We tend to judge ourselves and compare ourselves to others and are harshly critical with ourselves. And what ends up happening is our lived experience becomes increasingly difficult, frustrating, and fraught with stress, high cortisol levels, and disease. Because pushing through and not caring for what we actually need, not validating our own emotions, pushing through in a stressful situation isn't benign. Stress does cause inflammation, and inflammation causes harm to our bodies. So I want to encourage you not just to learn to accept yourself, but also to read Kristen Neff's book. It's right here. Her book on self-compassion. It's got some wonderful concepts that I would encourage you to learn. Care for yourself. Learn about yourself. Learn that you are welcome in this world. And here with me at Orange Therapy on YouTube, exactly